Yo, what's up guys, it's Skills. In today's video, we got you back with another Grand Cross video. Now, this video is going to be on how to basically work around gear and what units are specific for gear, just to give you a better idea on how to do this properly, because I've been getting a lot of comments on this. So I'm going to help you guys as best as possible. So I do have a special guest on the channel. So Zectra, the boy Zectra is on the channel. So say what's up, my boy.
Yo guys, welcome.
So this man and I have been discussing about gear and just specific units that will work for it. So we're going to talk about it as well. And on the left side, you're going to see the list for GC database. I'll leave the link in the description below. So this is like basically what gear listing will be. So it's going to be easier to explain. But me and Zectra are also going to talk about the units and what would be good for global specifically right now and what you should go for gear right now. But go ahead, Zectra, explain a little bit more on gear and what you know of that as well.
I mean, gears overall are actually pretty easy to understand. I mean, if you just start with the game, it can be pretty hard because it's a lot. But you have a lot of gear sets, and within these gear sets, you have like special conditions. That, as an example, when you have, if you want to build attack on someone, attack gears, you want to have full attack gears on them, since with that full attack gears, you're gonna activate that special ability on these gears and get like 20% more attack, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, it's 20% attack and 20% defense if you're going to be doing it for attack and defense based. Right. So, which is good to know.
Yeah, depending on what gears you want to build. On attack, it's as an example, you have to build 4 gears. On defense, as an example, it's just 2. On HP, on the other hand, it's again 4. Yeah, you guys see that on the left side.
Yeah, so on the left side you see that's attack for 4, then you see a defense for 2, you see HP for 4, and then crit rate for 4. You see that you have to do it based off of those 4, and then you have to put an additional 2 from the other version. So let's just say you want to do a crit damage, right? Crit damage you would be doing for what? Or crit rate is 4, and then you would want to do, let's just say, recovery for 2, just for example. But the good thing about that is that substats are there for that reason, where you can boost up your attack and defense or HP from listing it under, basically.
Yeah, right. And most of the time on substats, you want to have attack, defense, and HP. Attack, you can get substats for attack is only for bracelet and rings. Defense is only for necklace and earrings, and HP is only for belt and runes. And the rune is the orb thingy on the bottom right side.
That noise is crazy right now. Alright, so yeah, you can see right here it's all attack and defense. So the reason why is because specifically some units are very strong in this game. That noise is crazy. Alright, but yeah, there's going to be specific units on, it's the one when people subscribe. Okay. So units like, for example, Milius, especially on global, Milius, I'm personally working on HP and defense right now because I'm switching out this whole gear to my sub partners later on. So I'm more worried about doing that first before working on my full team. But this unit, you definitely would want to have HP and defense for sure. Or not HP and defense, attack and defense, just because he is a strong unit. So I have attack and defense on the JP version right now, just to give you an idea. And then you can see on the subsets, it's going to be attack, defense, and HP. Going down, same thing on the right side. You want to do attack, defense, and HP, so it gives them a big boost for that. You can do HP and defense if you want to, but it just depends on how long you want to last in the game. Like if you want him to do a lot of damage, focus on attack and defense for sure. So that's one of the main things.
If you want to have a quick gameplay, like if you want to end it quick, then it's attack and defense. If you want to have it a little bit longer, than HP and defense, of course. But you can also replace the defense part with crit damage, since the Milius is doing a lot of crits. So you can replace that with crit damage and do a little bit more damage.
Yeah, Demon Milius for sure worth that. This unit right here, the green Milius on global and JP, his passive is that it increases crit chance by the ratio of the hero's diminished HP when using a skill. So if you do use one of the crit rates for gear, then yeah, it's going to boost it up a lot more. And then have the subsets.
Crit damage would be better, since he's going to do insane amount of
crit damage, yeah.
Crit chance, and he has multiple combos, so the chance of him getting a crit out of these combos is actually pretty high. So you rather want crit damage.
Well, on the left side it says it right there too, so you can get crit damage. I was reading crit rate, I don't know why. Crit damage, so it's 2 gears, so you do the top right and bottom right. or middle right, and then you'll get an additional boost for what, 20%. So that's pretty good for a green Meliodas. Another unit would be King. King is probably like one of the best units in the game, honestly. So
yeah, he is.
To talk about him, he is going to be based off of HP and defense just because he is a crazy support unit. He heals, and the big thing is petrifying. That's a big deal. If you want to explain him real quick as well.
Yeah, King, yeah, support type. You know, I played him with HP and defense mostly, but you can also play him with attack and defense. As an example, in PvP, if you rush for the ultimate, yeah, his ultimate does crazy amount of damage. So you can also build attack and defense. But if you are more of a support type thing, if you rather want to use that petrification and healing more, you rather want to have HP and defense so he can last much longer in a fight. Yeah.
So I know I'm gonna get a lot of questions on this when the Green King like is gonna be useful for the Great Demon. Now this unit, he should have good for Pierce rating, right? For his Pierce, because
Pierce and crit, he does insane amount of crit damage when he has a full ultimate gauge. So you also want to have him crit damage on him.
So which gear should
very good.
So the thing is, then we have to build a whole new gear for him then.
Yeah, you want to build rather like just with Green Meliodas, you want to have him attack and crit damage to use that damage output much more, and you can finish the Great Demon much quicker. And
yeah, so whenever Great Demon comes out, you can definitely work with this Green King. You guys all should have him by then. I mean, if you haven't, then just summon for him. If you don't, if you don't have him. So that's another unit you want to work on, Green King. The next unit I would say for sure would be Blue DN currently right now, because she is good for PvP. Everyone's literally using her just because she's an AoE attack. I would say for her probably attack and defense, just because she does a lot of damage and she's AoE.
Yeah, she's gonna do insane amount of AoE damage. She was very underrated back then.
Yeah.
But with her passive increase attack by 6%, she's gonna do a lot of crit, like a lot of damage. She doesn't have like anything crazy special thing. Like she does 2 times damage to buffed enemies, which is crazy good. But overall, she doesn't have like penetration, or she doesn't have any kind of crit damage or something like that. So you rather want to have attack and defense for the safety, and attack of course for the insane amount of damage.
So currently right now in global, of course, it's hard to get gear, so I don't really have much on her. So you can see like I only have HP and defense like versions on them, just because those are the only ones that I've been given so far in the game. But you want to work on her with, like this, attack and defense basically, so it's easier to do more attack, especially because of AoE. So I've been using her in PvP and she's been doing pretty well. You'll see a lot of people playing PvP right now, so you want to grind out as much as you can to get all the way up to champions. So that's one unit. And then like I said, guys, if you guys haven't watched my gear video to understand like what stats and substats you should put on them, just watch that as well. But basically, just to put in simple terms, attack is up top and bottom, top left and top right. Middle is going to be defense right here, and as well on the right side, and then bottom left and bottom right is HP substats. Always reroll for those, at least for attack and defense gear, so you can get a lot of attack out. Then good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, basically if you don't know what to do, like what substats to give them, just go for the safe side and just give them attack, HP and defense. That's it. And the most important thing is, if you're new to the game and you don't pay anything to the game, like money wise, I would say that the middle part, the defense part, you should just let that be R and not SSR, since defense overall is not the most important thing, and you are going to be more than fine with just R equipment in the middle, and the other 4 should be SSR if you are playing. Yeah, I mean, if later on you want to move them to SSR.
And the other thing is, so I've been getting a lot of questions about like lifesteal and crit defense and stuff like that, recovery. What would you say for that, Zector? Like, should we use that? Should we not? What exactly would you have in mind?
Yeah, overall, yeah, you have a lot of gears, of course, but the thing is, the most important things gear-wise is attack, defense, and HP. We talked about that a lot. Then this, like, tier-wise, that's tier 1, and then tier 2 is like crit rate and crit damage. That's also very important on certain units. just like with the Meliodas or I mean Green Meliodas. Also with Demon Meliodas later on, or with Green King, that can be very important. But like recovery, crit resistance, crit defense, and crit defense. These three are not important at all. And lifesteal can be useful here and there, but it's not important. You shouldn't build that at all, actually. But for fun, you can do that, of course. But overall, I wouldn't recommend that. And if you want to have a little lifesteal, you still have substats, which can be very useful to just build lifesteal on that.
And the other thing you definitely want to do is work on your stars, because the stars are going to be a huge deal, because you get also crit damage boost from here, crit chance, crit defense, and stuff like that. So it's going to help you a lot more in the long run if you can get your stars up for sure. And that'll boost up your character a lot more too. So that's
just grind that overall.
Yeah, that's another unit to work on, of course. The next unit I would say, so this is going to be for the Red Demon raid. Everyone wants to use SSR Slater. I personally would like to use Elizabeth and Hawk just because it's an easier unit to work on. What would you say, like when you first played the game, what would you say that you wanted to use?
I actually preferred Slater, to be honest. I never liked Elizabeth and Hawk and Red Demon, since depending on how good you were, like back then we were all bad and we all needed help from friends and so on. And depending on if you get a random guy to play with you in Red Demon, they probably mess that up pretty often, and sometimes you can't freeze the Red Demon, and then when the Red Demon does an AoE attack, your Elizabeth and Hawk is gonna be useless as fuck. So if you want to be on the safe side, if you just start out and want to be on the safe side, definitely Slater. Later on, if you're stacked enough and you can maybe solo it, then go for Elizabeth and Hawk. Or if you know, okay, I have two like freezing units or petrification units, they always gonna petrify or freeze, then you can of course safely run Elizabeth and Hawk. But at the start, definitely Slater.
Good to know, good to know. So, okay, good to know for that unit. What would you say for, now this unit probably won't matter, the Red Bond. This Red Bond, I mean, later on no one really uses him, but he's good for his first skill, which is really good. Would you put attack and defense on him? Would you put that, or?
Yeah, definitely. I would put on him attack and defense, since he won't do that much damage, and if he doesn't do damage, he can't take away ultimate gauges, which is gonna be very, very annoying, definitely.
Yeah. Like right now, currently, I don't really have much on him. Like I have attack and HP currently, which it doesn't give the boost. It's just there because I just need gear on him to push. Yeah. But I would definitely put defense for sure up here if you needed to, attack and defense for him. Right. But for now, I'm working more on just doing R gear so you can get a full setup and then push it towards to your substat units or sub-partner units on the bottom, and then put SSR gear on the top when you can. That's basically what you guys should be doing, so it's easier to understand that way. And then specific units, I mean, that's just how it is. Whichever unit you feel like is going to do a lot more damage, put attack and defense. Whichever unit you think is going to be more defensive, then put HP and defense, basically, just to be safe.
Yeah, basically, actually, yeah.
Yeah, and then the other parts like crit damage, or, you know, what is it, crit rate? Depends on the unit that has... Yeah, so crit damage, this Green Meliodas is super good with crit damage. Focus on him because his crit damage percentage is 164%.
Yeah, so that's gonna be insane.
The more you put, the more damage he'll do. So, especially for his full counter. So, right. That's basically it for the units that you should focus on, though. I don't think there's any other unit. Green Guild Thunder. I'd say him. He would be good as well.
Guild Thunder.
The SR one.
Definitely. Yeah, he's more here for this support type. I mean,
yeah.
His second, like, the support ability is just insane. So you rather want to have him HP and defense. I mean, damage-wise, he isn't gonna do anything.
Nah,
let's be honest. Damage-wise, he's pretty, shit.
It's his second skill that's gonna be the big deal.
Yeah.
As well as, okay, so my other thing is Arthur. Arthur is really good as well, but currently everyone doesn't want to really use him because he's not gonna be that useful. But, like, Arthur's second ability is also the same. Like, it boosts up by like 30% for all allies, and he is immune to like debuffs and immunity or something like that. I forgot exactly because I can't read that.
Yeah, on Arthur as an example, like right now he's not gonna be useful in global. Let's be honest. But later on in the game, like in Merlin boss battle and stuff like that, like in other boss battles and other contents, he's gonna be very useful, especially with that red Escanor, if he's even still relevant. Actually, I know that. But later on, he's gonna like Arthur is gonna be very useful since he buffs a lot. He gives like 4 buffs at 3-star, so that's gonna be very good. And on him, he is also gonna do some nice damage, but you rather want to have him HP and defense, depending on your playstyle. Or if like Arthur gets a big time boost, like in Merlin boss fight, you can of course put attack and defense till like if that comes out, you definitely will have multiple gear sets, so you just switch that out and that's it.
Yeah, so basically just know that specific characters will use the gear list on the left side. You'll see, just make sure that you have the 4 sets, at least 1 set of 4 and then 1 set of 2 on each unit. Now, I would say specifically do not put gear on every single unit. Try to make a whole gear set for like using a full team, for example, just so you don't have to waste so much material. So basically just make a full listing and have these rotate with your character. So the 4 R units setups that you see right here, keep that for all your sub partners, and then have a full gear set for you know, their main team. So don't have to like always make more gear for each unit. Just focus on having a set for each one, so it's easier.
Yeah, that was the biggest mistake back then in JP, when everyone did like put for each unit specific gear sets. That was so bad.
I did the same thing. I'm not gonna lie. So
yeah, I've seen that, and I was like, no, that's just wrong. Just like at the start, just have 4 sets, like 2 attack and defense and 2 HP and defense. And then if you move on in the game and have a little bit more time, or if you don't have anything to do, just build on 2 extra attack and defense gears and 2 extra HP and defense gears, so you can always rotate that around. So if you just need a powerhouse team with only attack and defense, you can just put these 4 on. Or if you just need a support type team with only HP and defense, you can put that on, and so on. But if you want to have it more balanced at the start, definitely 2 attack and defense, 2 HP and defense. And yeah, that's actually it.
And there you go. That's how you get up to 172,000 CP. So that's pretty much what we're gonna do for today's video. Hopefully you guys did understand. If you didn't, just comment down below in the comments below. Message me on Discord or Twitter. I'll get to you guys as fast as possible. Hopefully it does make sense. Zectra is really knowledgeable on gear, so me and him have been talking about it a lot today. So hopefully that does help out. If it doesn't, just let me know in the comments below. I'll try my best to explain it better, and hopefully you guys do understand that. But make sure to go ahead and drop a like onto today's video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new. Close to 10,000 subs, which is 10,000 subs, which is crazy. Like, I've never thought that would ever happen.
Yeah, you guys gonna see him next week with blonde hair, so get excited for that.
Yeah. But I appreciate you, Zectra, for being on the channel. Very helpful.
No problem.
Yeah, but that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye,
Bye-bye,
guys.